All right, what is going on, everybody? I hope you're all doing well, and thanks as always for watching. Today we are checking out the Keeley OAXA Dual True Stereo Phaser. This thing is very cool. Phaser fans rejoice. As the title implies, it is a dual phaser. You can choose between a 10-stage phaser, a 4-stage phaser, or vibe. Now, if you just want all phase all the time, you can actually change the pedal to be a 6-stage, 4-stage, or a 2-stage simply by throwing the 3-way switch in the center. I left it stock. I really like having a 10 and 4-stage. That's versatile enough for me, and the vibe sounds amazing. So that's how I'm going to demo it to you guys. It is dual, so you get 2 phasers that can be used independently or together. You get feedback, depth, and rate for each phaser, which is independent. So if you turn on phase 1 and tweak feedback, depth, or rate, it'll remember that. And then when you turn on phase 2 and tweak it however you want, it'll remember that you did that, which is a really, really nice feature. So you can bounce back and forth between the two. If you're using the two together, which you can still change depth, feedback, and rate by simply double tapping and holding down whichever phaser you want to tweak. So that way, if you're running both phasers at the same time and you want to be able to hear in real time what you've changed on one side or the other, you can do that. There are a couple alternate features on this thing, one being a 1-knob compressor, which sounds really great, the other being a low-end notch filter. And the way you access those is for the notch filter, you double tap the phase 1 switch and hold it down, and then manipulate the depth control. And that's going to manipulate the low end or I should say the low end notch for both phasers. Same applies to that compressor, but it'll be your rate control. So you'll double tap, hold down phase 1, and then you can change the setting on that 1-knob compressor. That sounds really, really good. I left it kind of barely on, but I'll get into the demo as far as how it sounds. It sounds really good. So those are 2 really great features. It is stereo in and out, being true stereo. There's a cool routing feature that allows you to choose between series and parallel. In this case, I'm just going to leave it in series, but I thought that was a really nice addition, especially if you're running it in stereo maybe, and you're running both together. Maybe that would, be a kind of a cool parameter to be able to adjust. I will say that in the performance, I ran this in mono, but for the demo, I'm going to run it in stereo so you can kind of hear it both ways. It can be run true or buffered. You can change that. It comes stock buffered. I left that alone. You've got phase 1, phase 2 switch. Those switches, like I said, turn phase 1 and phase 2 on and off, but they're also there to manipulate some of the other features of the pedal. We'll get into all that in the demo. But yeah, let's get to this thing. It is the Keeley OAXA Dual True Stereo Phaser. All right, let's get into this thing. Here's just the guitar into the 2 amps in stereo. And here is the OAXA. Okay, just to let you guys kind of hear the three modes without changing anything, I started in the 4-stage, and then I bumped down to the univibe, essentially the vibe stage, and then at the end there I went to the 10-stage, so you could just kind of hear what it sounds like simply just throwing that switch around. What this thing is capable of. Let's do this. I'm going to leave it in the 4-stage mode for now. There's two kind of secondary controls. One is like a low notch filter, and that's controlled by that depth control. And the other is a 1-knob compressor. I'm just going to access the, and that's for both phasers. I'm going to access the notch filter first, just so you guys can hear it. The way you do that is you double tap, hold that, and then you can adjust while you're holding that. I like it about right there. Obviously, to the left, you're hearing kind of more of like almost the thump and the low end. As you go the other way, you hear less of that. So that's how that's working. And like I said, that applies to both sides. We can check out the single knob compressor in the same way, but we're going to do that via the rate control. I like it about there. It's a really nice sounding compressor. So if you want this thing to compress, especially if you're doing mainly really clean kind of phaser stuff, especially, that's a really nice feature. So that's how those features work. Really cool. Let's listen to just the depth of the 4-stage. Really nice sounding. That's kind of the sweep going on there with the depth. Here's the feedback off. So that can, become pretty darn apparent and almost sound more like a flanger than a phaser. But that's what's going on with those two. And then, of course, rate. And obviously, that's a slow enough rate. For a guy like me who has the attention span of a third grader, I don't know. But it's obviously really slow. So if you dial that, you know, especially the faster rate, maybe turn the feedback down. You can kind of get into that, you know, Leslie territory, but yeah, massive sweep from low to high. Now what I'm going to do is just throw it from that to, let's go to the 10 stage. Obviously quite a bit more apparent. And last but not least, we'll check out the vibe sound. And of course, that's what I used for all those solo sounds and the crunch tones. Same thing with the depth. Can get pretty thumpy, which is, I really like that sound, especially going into an overdriven amp or even an overdrive pedal, which is how I used it. Here's the feedback. Really dialable. You can change that, you know, by changing the depth. Obviously, that notch control would definitely add some added versatility to how you dial that in. The feedback in this case is really just kind of the top end of the vibe sound. So that's what's going on there. You can obviously use these together. It's a dual phaser. So in this case, I'm going to go back to the 4 stage. Maybe dial a slower rate. And then I'll dial the other side. It's going to be the same exact 4 stage, but you can dial feedback, rate, and depth, and it'll remember. So I'm going to go like a little more depth, less feedback, maybe not quite that fast. So you can obviously choose between the two, and it'll remember everything you told it as far as the potentiometers go, but you can also combine them. Now say I'm digging this, but I actually want this side, phase 2, to be a little bit faster rate. Same idea goes as far as tweaking it. Hold down that switch after a double tap. So it's a really nice feature, really dialable, great for like atmospheric stuff. I mean, there's so much you can do with this phaser, from, you know, Gilmore to Eddie. You pick it, and it'll definitely do that. So that is the OAXA. It's the dual true stereo phaser. If you've got any other questions about it, please go to the website and check it out. And as always, I really appreciate you watching, and I will see you on the next one.